Two iconic venues back to back in our 2025 fantasy season. From Silverstone to Monza, it is time for round number 7 of this season. We are here for the Italian Grand Prix, around 5.7 kilometers, 3.6 miles, 53 laps coming your way. 2 DRS zones to aid the drivers with overtaking. It is a circuit which basically has straights separated by chicanes, but it is the history that makes this place what it is. The C5, C4 and C3 compound of tyre, that is the soft, mediums and hards for what should be quite an exciting race on the circuit. In the pit lane, you know that Monza is just going to deliver a good contest from the start of the day. We had an interesting qualifying yesterday, and that's what we're going to run you through the grid of, but there's been plenty of changes, so let's take you through them now. P20 is Alexander Albon. He has an engine penalty, same applies to the driver alongside of Fernando Alonso. P19 for him. Liam Lawson has a gearbox penalty, he's in 18th. Oscar Piastri impeded 2 times in yesterday's qualifying, that sees him demoted down to P17. Lance Stroll is in 16th alongside Nico Hülkenberg. P15 for the Kicksabber man. Franco Colapinto is next to Yuki Tsunoda. The Red Bull driver looking to move forward. Row 6 sees Oliver Behrman alongside Gabriel Bortoleto. P12 and P11 for them. As we enter now the top 10, it is Carlos Sainz put alongside Lando Norris, who also is another driver with an engine penalty for this, meaning he is moved down. Max Verstappen had a parc fermé tweak, so he is demoted down to 8th. Isaac Hadjar in 7th. Andrea Kimi Antonelli is in 6th alongside Gasly, who starts P5 for Alpine. Esteban Ocon is 4th. George Russell is in 3rd position, and the front row sees Lewis Hamilton alongside Charles Leclerc in Ferrari's home race. Here come the lights at Monza. Lights out, race on, we're underway for the Italian Grand Prix, and a good start for Charles Leclerc. Lewis Hamilton looking at the mirrors, or is he? Because he's now trying to attack his teammate. Down to the right of Filo chicane, Leclerc versus Hamilton on the brakes, and Hamilton round the outside he goes, but Leclerc with the momentum keeps hold of the lead. Do the rest of them get through behind? It was getting very close for Norris as he got into the braking zone, but he's got away with it as we now stand on the power and get ready to head to the second chicane. Leclerc, then it is Lewis Hamilton, and moving up to 3rd position is also the Haas, so that's been an incredible getaway. Further up in the field of Ocon, who's moved himself up, then it's Russell, then it's Gasly. That's your top 5. Verstappen is in 6th, and then it's Behrman, Antonelli in his home race in 8th. Hadjar and Lando Norris complete the top 10, but Charles Leclerc stays ahead of his teammate, who's got some good momentum after winning his home race at Silverstone. Now can he try and take victory for his team and win here at Monza? That's currently heading the way of Leclerc, lap 1 of 53. Let's go back to the start. So, in terms of getaway, well, it's not the best getaway for Hamilton, but it's always the second phase. You tuck in the slipstream now, you go to the outside line, and then it's all about what can you do as you stand on the brakes, and you're able to kind of roll the car on, outside to inside, but not quite to the lead, because the better line belonged to Leclerc at that precise moment. So no switch came in, but a good attempt, and gave something to cheer about for the crowd. Not quite sure for Ferrari though, because the 2 cars were so close to contact. Now this is on board with Max Verstappen off the line, clear of 1, possibly clear of 2 in a few moments time. You could see he was definitely getting aggressive on the opening lap of the race. Finds a good bit of gap here on the outside line, and then similar to Hamilton, if you can just try roll the car on, you can try make a position gain. Once again, the line on the right hand side giving the better traction off the corner, and Max could not quite get ahead at that specific moment. This is Behrman. He was up against Bortoleto off the line. That is the Kicksabber you can see left hand side of screen. Not for long, because that was an absolutely charging start for Behrman, clearing 3 cars, and then he's trying to kind of find gap on the inside, and then he quickly found out it was the outside, the place to be, and the outside is where he went on the charge, went on to try and make the move, and took the further places up on the road. Great start for Haas, P3, and Merrin also improving up a few places. So that's exactly what the American team were looking for from the start here at Monza, but still a long way to go and still a lot of work to do to try and maybe gain more places and defend the ones they have. These two used to be teammates. They weren't for long, but they're side by side. Max Verstappen trying to go through into the Ascari chicane, and he's ahead. He's ahead before they get down to the braking zone. So a switch coming in for P5 and P6. On to the iconic pit straight we go. Ferrari on Ferrari. Lewis Hamilton looking for the lead, and he gets there into the braking zone. Hamilton takes the lead. He gets past his teammate Charles Leclerc, and it's Ocon just sitting and watching this Ferrari duel at the front. Are we ready for round two? Easy pass. Race lead for Leclerc, but here comes Esteban Ocon. Ocon trying to give Ferrari a headache here. Can he get past one of the cars? Can he put himself in prime position to go on and attack in this race? Ocon is moving up to second place. Hamilton from the lead down to third position as Antonelli gains a place further back as well. Incredible moment in this race then, not for Ferrari, but Ocon is able to take second. Great stuff from Haas. They are on the attack and then some in this race, and Merrin is trying to get past Gasly further back, so this is going quite well for Haas at the moment on the fifth tour of this race. Leclerc's trying to break clear. Hamilton will regroup and go again and try and take this second place. Can he do it? DRS wide open. Getting closer to the Haas driver. Ocon kind of parks it in the middle. No defense is enough to keep Lewis Hamilton behind. Into second, and he takes the place and makes it a Ferrari 1-2 once again. On board we go with Ollie Merrin. There was a bit of fighting going on further up the road as well. That was Max trying to bully his way past Esteban Ocon, it appeared like, and at the same time Merrin got through, so one Haas heads backwards, one Haas heads forwards. It's Ocon losing a place, it's Merrin gaining one, and it's put them now together on the circuit. Or did it? Because you could see the fight back momentarily did come from the Alpine of Gasly, but Merrin outside to inside. He's won a Formula 2 race here in the past, and he held that place. This is Esteban Ocon then. Oh! Ocon with smoke from the rear of the car. Reliability was a big issue at Silverstone, and has proven to be an issue once again. Haas's great race, well, taking a bit of a hit at that moment, and meanwhile Oscar Piastri slowing down as well. So we talk about the big reliability issues that we had at Silverstone. Well, we've had two now here at Monza, and we're still in the early phases of the race. Oscar Piastri retires from the contest, a weekend to forget. Here comes George Russell. Well, these two battle for the win momentarily at Silverstone. This time around, it is Russell blasting through and blasting to the position. Verstappen versus Hamilton, though, through this part of the circuit where they had contact a few years ago. And Hamilton having a struggling phase of the race now because Max has gone through and he's taken the place. And here comes Ollie Merrin. Merrin trying to make it worse for Lewis Hamilton in towards the second chicane. Can Merrin try find a way through? That was very nearly a late send and very nearly a late dummy to get by, but Hamilton stays ahead. He's P4. Let's take a look at a replay then of what Max was up to in terms of trying to attack on the inside line. Russell had just gone by. Hards versus mediums, better traction, as it's been proven so many times with the right hand side of the corner, and Max Verstappen went on through to take that position as we went side by side and wheel to wheel further back with Merrin trying the latest of late sends, but that was never gonna work. Okay, Max Verstappen then to the outside line, gets through. Hamilton trying to become experimental further back in terms of trying to get to the inside, trying to get to the outside, but no way through. So he was looking for any way to work. Right, is this the moment for Lewis Hamilton to take second place? It's been a move that he's been trying for a while. This time you can see he looks in the right hand side. mirror, and he's ahead, and he's taking second place. So that's a good and critical move to give the tifosi another thing to cheer about. Look at how close this is, through Lismo 1, through Lismo 2. And Liam Lawson with Max Verstappen behind, but also Oliver Bearman is there. Bearman is the one you've got to keep an eye on because he's having a mega race for Haas. The only hopes the Haas have. Max Verstappen goes through and Bearman follows through as well. That was late. He's been, well, kind of indicating that he's going to do that for so much of the race. Meanwhile, here we go. This is further up in the field. Gasly to the inside. So Hamilton second. Gasly is his third podium spot. Yes, for Pierre Gasly, who gets ahead and moves up to third position. Leclerc, Hamilton, Gasly, Russell, Antonelli, the top five. This was it then. Bearman knows that he's fighting with Max Verstappen up ahead, and he did not want to do any waiting, did he? Through the final corners of this circuit to get another chance, he sent it up the inside. Okay, Gasly having, well, a stellar race. Looked like he was heading downwards through the field earlier on. Right now he's improving past the Ferrari and up to second place in the contest. Okay, Hülkenberg versus Max Verstappen versus Oliver Bearman. How is this one going to play out? Will it be more Bearman brilliance because Max has gone through? You knew what was coming from Bearman. Sending it, getting past, not even a contest. It was a sitting duck moment for Hülkenberg, and Bearman just got on by. Let's go on board. My word, sending it late. And he's now got a chance. Well, they've both cleared the traffic, and now Bearman is left on the circuit to attack the Red Bull man into the Reta Filo chicane. Bearman getting ahead on the brakes, and he does get ahead. By the time we exit through turn number 2, Oliver Bearman moves up to 7th position, and he's ahead of Max Verstappen. Let's jump on board with Hadjar, and this is how Hadjar made the move to get ahead of Yuki Tsunoda. So a switch in position coming between those two drivers. Here's Lewis Hamilton, DRS wide open, and he gets past his former teammate. Meanwhile, not the only battle going on, Andrea Kimi Antonelli getting through on Max Verstappen, but it's very close to the apex, and Antonelli does get ahead. He does move on by when he stands on the power. Nice stuff there between them. You know what's coming next. George Russell heavily in the wheel tracks alongside, and he powers ahead easily by the time they hit the brakes. But Bearman is the one they've got to keep an eye on, because Bearman, we have seen today, can be super late on the brakes. If he gets any sniff of an opportunity, you know that Bearman is going to go for it. Talking about going for it, I think Hamilton has a shot. Hamilton has a chance to get through, not quite into the second chicane, but it appeared like he was getting so close. Bit of a slide there for Bearman as he tries to follow in the dirty air of the two cars ahead. Leclerc's got the fastest lap. He's got a bit of an advantage at the front in this race, and these two are left, these three rather, are left battling over for this second place. DRS open once again. A drive-by for Lewis Hamilton into the Ascari chicane. Bit of a wiggle on the brakes for Russell as the Ferrari car is now ahead, and it's Hamilton who makes it a Ferrari 1-2. Here comes Oliver Bearman. Two British drivers are about to go wheel to wheel. Bearman inching ahead momentarily. Inside, outside. It was a debate about which way it was going to be. And this time he's to the apex first. And this time he gets past. Oliver Bearman moves up to a podium position. What a brilliant drive it has been from the Haas man. And Russell will try and do everything to fight back. He's trying to use all the battery. Is he going to get there? No, he gets so close to the back, but just not able to shape for a move. He may have faded away earlier on, but now on the hard compound of tyres, he fights back. Oh my word, Russell gives him the squeeze, they both got DRS, and Max Verstappen charges around the outside and takes the position. Merrin saying we need some major lift and coast on the radio, that's what he's being told. It is game on in the battle for second place. Max Verstappen going for this position. He's up to third maybe. Merrin stays ahead. Merrin still got that place on the inside line and now he's attacking. A defense turned into an attack. Absolutely brilliant games of chess in this battle right now. You are having to think about a lot, especially if you are the driver in the middle. And now another chance for Max. He's so close to being off the road. Not a full car length there to make the move, but you could see he was getting so close to barging his way by. And he is going to be getting more and more aggressive the further this race goes on. The same will apply to Merrin, because Merrin knows that he's got a chance on a podium, but Max is trying to take it away, getting to the inside line, and he's ahead, and Merrin nearly runs into the back of Verstappen as he makes the move on the circuit. Now can he go and chase down Lewis Hamilton? It is a situation of cars absolutely everywhere. Meanwhile, further back, okay, so you can see Russell has got past Merrin. Verstappen has moved up to second place. He's got ahead of Hamilton. And these drivers are all glued together. Norris is there as well. Lando Norris is there. And he's got himself an opportunity. This is how Lando Norris gained a place. Round the outside of Merrin. The lifting and coasting that Merrin's having to do at this phase of the race is now costing him majorly. Pushed on hard earlier on. Having to pay a bit of the damage now. What a moment for Ferrari. They're about to take another victory. But this time, it's at Monza. Charles Leclerc. Well, he is really Ferrari's boy, isn't he? The way he's always able to wrestle the car to the top in such important moments. He is getting the tifosi to stand on their feet as he hits the parabolica here on the final lap of the race. Lap 53 of 53. It's going to be a special one for Charles Leclerc, who wins the Italian Grand Prix in 2025. Another victory delivered by him at Monza in Ferrari's home race.
Come mi fai sognare, come mi fai sognare.
Meanwhile, round the outside, it will be to the line. Now the outside line taken by Max Verstappen, who comes across the line in second place. Lewis Hamilton third. The battle I was trying to see was Russell up against Norris. It's side by side to the line, and it's going to be Norris, according to the timing board, who looks to have got there just over the line up against Russell. Well, that was going on further back as Verstappen came over the line for second place, but the race winner, Charles Leclerc, and Ferrari take the Italian Grand Prix. Well, clouds came in the air nearer to the end of the race, but there was nothing left in the tail to stop this man. A bit of a battle at the start of the contest, nothing by the end of the race though. Nothing even by the halfway mark, because they were left battling for second place. Charles Leclerc is the winner. Max Verstappen's in second, and Lewis Hamilton puts two Ferraris in the top three. Lando Norris ahead of Russell. Then came Merrin, four British drivers all together, third to sixth. Antonelli in his home race in seventh. Then Hülkenberg, Sainz, and Gasly completes the top 10. For Gasly, it was very much a race of moving downwards, moving up, and then moving downwards again. But at least he's able to score a point for Alpine. Lewis Hamilton, by the way, secured the fastest lap of the race. Hadjar in 11th, Alonso in 12th, Lawson in 13th, and then it was Colapinto, Stroll, Albon, Tsunoda, Bortoletto, Piastri, and Ocon being two of the retirements from the race. Looking at the trophy is Leclerc. And that'll be one that I'm sure he'll be looking at for years and years to come. This is always a special moment for Ferrari and for driver as well. Leclerc extends the lead in the Drivers' World Championship, definitely transforming into a two-horse race. Him versus Max Verstappen, and we've got two great contenders for the title. Max, who missed out last season, and same applies to Leclerc. They both missed out to Fernando Alonso, trying to make this season their own. It's very much guaranteed to be an incredible fight all the way to the end. You can see the rest of the standings there. But what a brilliant Italian Grand Prix we have had. And all eyes now look set for the rest of the season. We've definitely got a bit of a championship fight developing. And one for the ages as well. You do not want to miss the remaining rounds of this campaign. The Drivers' Championship is close. Well, it's Red Bull versus Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship as well. In terms of Constructors' Championship wise, it is technically still close because one big round for one team can very much change things. It is Ferrari versus Red Bull, and McLaren and Mercedes are outsiders in that fight. All eyes go to Las Vegas, Nevada for round number 8 of the LX7 Fantasy Series in 2025.